what is the maximum amount of weight you can load up on that bar and to some degree eccentrically control it on the way down without making it free falling? So there's going to be a threshold where you go beyond that. It's going to be just literally pancaking it to the floor, and there's absolutely no value in that because you've just been utterly overcome by the weight. But if you're in that threshold where you can put the brakes on the weight to some degree, so it's not freaking falling at 9.8, meters per second, it's not accelerating at the speed of gravity. So if you can, make that thing fall, much, much slower than that, is there any value in that? And where is the value? So I'm thinking about the Hatfield squat, and I'm thinking about applying this type of principle to many other things. And obviously, it's very hard to replicate that in other exercises because it just becomes impractical if you're training by yourself. But the people have come up with all sorts of different ingenious ways of mimicking that type of feeling. But with the squat, it just happens to be quite easy. You just do the Hatfield squat. So I did mine a few days ago, and yeah, man, I'm still hurting. And I've been thinking about it, trying to break it down. Okay, so you have a super maximum weight, 240 is on my back. I'll walk that thing out, right? And I'm holding that on my frame. So there is a time under tension. There is that yoke carry effect that I've spoken about before. So much so that I've even done like exercises where I hold a bar, let's say 140 kilos for like a minute, 90 seconds, that kind of thing. Just standing there, just hold the weight. And what you learn when you do that is that you get beat up so damn quickly. Muscles which you don't even know exist start to fail on you. I call them the postural muscles. So there is an effect there, just simply bearing damn weight on your back. So that's the first thing about the Hatfield squat. You are bearing super maximum weight. Kind of like the pin squat idea, right? You are handling weight that you should never be handling, but here you are, you're handling it. So it's like a cheat code. Okay, so then what do? Well, with the pin squats, you take that thing through a very, very small range of motion, depending on the weight. I've done like super, super small ranges of motion where I put the safety pin so freaking high, it's like at my shoulders, right? And I'm doing like this 2-3 inch thing, right? But I'm shifting 300 kilos. And I remember one time, a few years ago, where I actually pulled a muscle in my upper back. I think it was like a rhomboid or something, man. I don't even know what it is. So, and then, right, so there's that. And then the core activation that you get from wrestling 300 kilos is unlike anything else, man. You can sit there with your little 2 kilo weights and do whatever the hell you want and talk about activation. You put some heavy ass weight on your back, yep, your body turns on. There's no two ways about it. Because your freaking spine will shoot out your freaking backside if you don't lock in your core. So there is that postural weight-bearing core activation. And then in the case of the Hatfield squat, you are taking that thing to full range of motion. At least eccentrically. And so you are wrestling with this super maximum weight all the way to the ATG position. And each way you're trying to put up some sort of fight. It's like stepping in the ring as a rookie and wrestling with Khabib Nurmagomedov. Right? He's your teacher. You are wrestling with the GOAT. Of course, he's going to be mauling you if he wants to. But that is an invaluable experience. How many of you wrestlers out there right now would do anything to just one round, one training session with Khabib? It would change your perception. You will learn so much. Simply him grabbing you, putting pressure the way he does. I don't know anything about wrestling, but I've seen a lot of his fights, and it's like no one has a freaking chance. Right? So in a way, 300 kilos is Nurmagomedov. Khabib is on my back. And I'm trying to get out of getting put to sleep, right? So I'm accelerating this idea, and I'm like, okay, so next time, could I put 250, 260, and really use my arms to get that shit up into the top position again? And maybe trade 4 or 5 of these. The last time I did 240, I tried to not use my hands as much, although I used a little bit, I suppose. But let's put on some stupid stuff where I get a freaking lat pump doing the set. And of course, it's a joke. However, eccentrically speaking, is it a joke though? Is it a joke holding it there at the top as a postural hold? I've been thinking about getting the damn yoke carry and walking around my backyard. I just don't have enough space, but damn it, man, I think there's something to that. And in a way, doing these hatfields is kind of like a yoke in a way, except you're using some range of motion, you're just walking with it. There's something about heavy ass weight, man. There's something about it. Appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.